I'm just coming on here to make a real brief statement about what's been going on with the UK riots, as well as claims that are being made by the United Kingdom government to take action against those who are reposting or making further statements about what has been taking place with the UK riots. So this is a right-wing racist extremist group that has actually been fueling these riots and is behind these riots. But in this particular case, I think that people who are witnessing this kind of stuff that's happening in the UK right now need to be aware of what is actually happening rather than just going along with it. I think that the silencing of free speech is something that we should all be concerned about. But we also need to be aware of what's actually taking place that is causing the kind of reaction from the government over there. I saw a post that was made making a joke about the United Kingdom government coming to arrest people who are retweeting Elon Musk's posts. So I decided to go ahead and take a look and see what's going on over there. I saw a post that somebody was like, oh, don't repost what is happening on Elon Musk's profile, blah, blah, blah. And so, of course, you know, being a rebel, I'm going to stick my nose straight into that business. I am an international human rights activist. So what I'm looking at right now is on Twitter. This is a post from a Mr. Mario Newfall. And when I hover over his name, it says he is a host of, is that the name of it? The largest show on X. For purposes of criticism, I am now going to read this post. It says, Tyler was sentenced to 38 months in prison for copying a post made on X by Lucy Connolly, the wife of a conservative counselor. The post read, mass deportation now, set fire to all the fucking hotels full of the beep. For all I care, if that makes me a racist, so be it. Lucy had been arrested for the post, and Tyler was going to prove that he wouldn't be arrested. He made this clear in a reply to his post, stating, my point is more, it's one rule for some and another rule for others. Despite his barrister explaining he was immature, had grown up in care, and would lose counsel house as a result of a prison sentence, the judge said he clearly intended to incite serious violence. He then sent Tyler, a father of 3, to prison for 3 years and 2 months. I'm just trying to make a clear example of what is fueling the stuff that we're seeing in the UK. This is people calling for the unaliving of individuals who are staying in a hotel. I had to get on a charger. So I've got about 300 pages typed up, and there's some crap that I'm looking at that I'm not interested in letting fly. But I'm going to tell you right now, I think that the pandemic was a great opportunity for a terrorist organization to attempt to move in on multiple governments. And that terrorist organization is full of right-wing extremists. Everybody knows that it's incredibly difficult to afford to live. Anybody who's educated that isn't supporting these right-wing extremists, because anybody who is not educated if they're a normal civilian, can see that, like, actions that have been taking place, like, especially here in the United States, like, 'cause that's where I live, have not been to the benefit of the economy or to the benefit of the people. There's very strange things happening here in the United States. And what's going on right now is we're seeing the largest wealth transfer in human history. The wealth gap is extraordinary. And part of the problem, the biggest problem with this, is we are currently experiencing the largest mass extinction on the planet Earth of various species since the Cretaceous period. That's since the dinosaurs, okay? And if we want to blame, like, the average citizen or whatever for all these animals and stuff, that's not the case. It's because these corporations and these billionaires are literally orchestrating the death of the planet and the enslavement of the world's people right now. That is my opinion. And there's a lot of data to back that up. And I've got 300 pages typed up. And I'm going to keep laying low. This is why I'm not coming out here making a bunch of statements. When the time for me to speak up on these matters clearly comes, then I will do so. But right now, my work is in front of me and I need to focus on that. But I just wanted to come out here and make a clear statement that we have what appears to be an international terrorist organization trying to establish a foothold in multiple countries. And just because you see political action, just because you see people rising up, I think most of the situations where people are rising up right now is beneficial and is something that needs to be done. But what is taking place in the UK is actually being orchestrated by the propaganda of the very same right-wing extremist group that is attempting to overthrow the United States government right now. It is the same extremist group that has invaded Venezuela and also Brazil. Because Bolsonaro, that was obviously a coup by what appears to be American plants that moved in on Brazil, and he slashed and burned the crap out of the rainforest, left office, and immediately flew to Florida. So these people are taking advantage of a lack of international regulations to do what they're doing. And I would hope that what we're witnessing and experiencing right now stands as a staunch reminder that when you as an individual, through your actions and your purchases and your lack of mindfulness and what you choose to do, when you endorse and encourage the enslavement of another people, do not be surprised when the people who are doing that to those people then try to do it to you. Because when we're not aware of the purchases that we make and what we're doing with our money and what we're endorsing, and we choose to remain uneducated and allow others to dictate what's going to happen to us in our lives, you are then giving the very people who are oppressing others the power to oppress you, because they are getting more and more power through that. I'm just really surprised at what I see going on. I mean, the United States federal government as well as the CIA should have taken action a long time ago. I think for the majority, of individual citizens, if any normal ass people were trying to do the same things that these right-wing terrorists are doing in the United States through our government right now, we'd probably be looking at things like prison and, suppression of free speech, which we're already seeing. This is a domestic terrorist organization that has taken its foothold in the United States, and it's also taken foothold in multiple countries. If you look at the cruise ship industry, you can see that these cruise ships, they've been dumping heavy amounts of sewage and waste into the ocean, and it's actually more garbage than what is created by the human population driving cars. Does more environmental damage. So it's really these corporations and these billionaires that we need to be holding accountable. They're the ones that are doing all of this to us, and they need to either decide to be responsible or step down. It's either going to happen forcefully or it's going to happen by them choosing to be responsible. But I'm sorry, if you run an oil company or any of these companies that are engaging in corrupt activity, it's bad business practice. And for those individuals, I'm just going to say to them, you suck at what you do. As a business person, you suck. If you have to pervert the governmental system so you can keep doing whatever the hell you're doing, and you don't understand the need that your business has to adapt and change and grow in its practices, then you suck at business. Here is Home Depot. The majority of their campaign contributions have been to the Republican Party. They are supporting the destruction of the United States government. This is Safeway. When looking up grocers, they are the only ones that are not vehemently supporting the Republicans, but they're still contributing. Vitamin Cottage has one private donation of $13. Kroger, King Soopers, has also been supporting the ongoing destruction of the American system of governance against the American people. Walmart has also been doing so. Target is also funding violence against the American people. That's our common enemy, and that's what we need to be aware of. I'm going to make a part 2. There's more I need to say.